Yo, what's up everyone? This is Morey from the Performance Lab of California, and we have another cool video for you today. It is going to be about running the 5-10-5 in 4 seconds flat. Well, the reason I'm doing this is because I know that a lot of guys right now are out there that are watching, that are subscribed to our YouTube channel, that are preparing for combines, off-season combines for high school, and so we want to be able to get you great information for preparing. I know there's a lot of guys that probably actually ended up missing this, but either way, if you have like a combine in your area and it already passed, I know the openings have passed, but either way, I do think this will be very, very beneficial for you in getting a better understanding of how you can run a better 40 overall, and really getting into some of the timing behind it. That's where I try to really excel and give you guys some great information, is really getting in depth into the science of all of it. All right, so we have two different videos here. One is of a guy that ran 4:05, I want to say 05, and then this one down here is 3:97. All right, so watch first. What happens here is, and part of this, it's not based off of movement, it's based off of the stopwatch. So we can see that movement actually happens in here, but then the stopwatch doesn't get clicked till right there. So we'll start the actual time at that point, which is 2.8. And so from 2.8 till when he really touches, that's about a little bit under a second, about a second, right? Somewhere between what I think is a second to about 1.2 seconds is how long you have to go your first 5 yards. Okay? And really, if you can keep it under a second, that would be better. But just to go from here to here and get that hand down, it's about 5 yards. Now, another important part of this is that the turn foot, this foot here. So if we look right now, he's touching at about 3.63, 3.7, somewhere in there. Again, this is milliseconds, so let's just say 3.63. 6.3. And then he presses back off of it at, these are seconds obviously, 4.27. All right, so that's about 6.4, or sorry, undo, 0.64 seconds. All right, is how long he spent on the ground there. Now we'll go on the bottom one. Another big thing is it should take 4 steps. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, again, if we look here, he started at about 2.6, but the guys in the stopwatches, they didn't actually clock it till about 2.8. And he goes and he touches that first one at about 3.7 to 3.8, right? So again, 1 second. Okay, and then also notice here, let's type this in. So 4 steps. Needs to only take 4 steps there. Touches the ground at 3.57. 3.57. And then presses back off at 4.23. So he spends a little bit longer on the ground there. He spends closer to 0.7 seconds on the ground there. Okay. So you got about 0.7 seconds spending down on the ground within that 7. And the reason I'm saying this is so now you guys can actually, the big thing is to give you action steps, right? Like I can help you as much as I can with the coaching, right? There's certain things that you need to do with like the crossover step, right? Take 4 steps. So that needs to be a big crossover step right there. When you first start, boom. Notice the center of gravity and where his shoulders are facing forward, right? He's not turning and facing towards the actual line. The weight is actually facing forward as you're going there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You take that step a little bit in front of the line, but then you actually go through and touch the line. Okay, then when you accelerate back, this wants to end up being 8 steps. That's huge with this step here. Huge, making it so you go in and when you cross over, oh, sorry. I was moving here. It's huge that when you cross over, you do a good job in getting back lined up. Okay, so you don't want to end up being all over the place with the cross and be running in circles, right? So when you're here, you're touching, and when you press back off, that step, when it comes back through, that step needs to be as straight as you can. Get back going the way that you need to be going. Oh, come on. My pen just stopped working, or my pencil just stopped working here. Okay, so we need to get back going that way. Okay, so, and spend the least amount of time here. So that step needs to come back around in a way that makes it so now we can be back in line. Okay, so, and we count the steps here again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice how he get in these steps, it's all about getting that spine a little bit more up and knee drive, right? If we're looking how long he spends on the ground with each one of these steps, 4.6 here. So when he touches the ground, boom, 4.6. Gets back off at about 4.77. So he's spending closer to like 0.2 seconds on the ground in his transition. And then he gets close, and now this thing is not working good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So it's really important to be able to transition here. Looking at, again, good step as you're turning. This one's a little bit more off to the side here. I would say you definitely want to be more in line as you're transitioning through, and that's going to come from getting a lot of external rotation in this leg. So you got to turn this hip, turn this foot. Everything needs to be really pivoting hard there. And then I also liked here real quick also, if you look at how he lands, notice how he lands on the outside part of his foot and then transitions into it. Now watch him pivot, turn. He needs to do a better job turning and externally rotating right there. That foot needs to be turning that way. This hip needs to be turning that way, and that'll make it so now that foot can get it all the way across. So he could have done a better job there of being able to create rotation with that leg to get that foot back around. Okay, but now knee drive, getting that spine upwards position. Again, let's count the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So see those last ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So it's all about opening up, and then dropping the center of gravity, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now let's look at the timing again also. So here, boom, touching the ground, 4.73, accelerating off at about 4.83. So he's closer to about 1 second per touch. Okay, especially as he's getting here, boom, 4.93. Off again at 5.03. So as he's getting closer, really doing a better job of being really quick with those steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now again here, 1, 2, 3, watch that right foot. Boom. See how he touches down with the side of his foot there? That helps him in the deceleration portion. 5.47 is when he touches down. Whoops. 5.47. Pushes back off. Better job pivoting there. Push back off at 6.10. Okay, so that's about 0.63, or sorry, 0.67 seconds. Okay, and then we'll look here at the top. Again, boom, touching down at about 5.50. These guys are actually pretty well timed up here. And then presses back off at... actually, let's see, boom. Yeah, touching 5.50 and presses back off at about 6.27. 6.27. So really, the guy up top here, he does a better job in the first 5, and the guy here does a better job in the last 5. Okay, and what I also wanted to do, if we break it all up, in the first 5, you want to be again into like 1 to 1.2. Then the next 10 yards, okay, so this whole part here, this needs to be under 2 seconds. Okay, that 8 steps. So you have 8 steps in under 2 seconds. Okay, then when we finish, that last part needs to be about 1 second. So let's go here. Touches down 5.7 as he starts to accelerate back. 5.73. They stop it at about 6.8. So that has to also be right about 1 second. You have a little bit of leeway, 1.1 seconds. I mean, if you really want to get specific. So those first 5 need to be a second. That next 10 has to be under 2 seconds, right? That gives you more leeway within that first 5 yards than in the last 5 yards. And so really being able to maximize that step, and really what's most important with those 2 areas is going to be that turn, right? We talked about the turn here and making it so as you get out, you get this foot, how you're turning with that foot to make it so this step is critical right there. Boom. That's the most important step probably this whole thing is that step right there. And then being able to get this back, get that knee drive back up. 3. Only got 4 steps right there to really be able to pick up as much ground as you can, and then you have to go quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop with that foot like right in front of the line, make it so you can get your hand there, and then again pivot, 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 press off quick. Okay, and this step is also crucial, right? So both times you transition, that step's got to be able to be quick and also be able to get you around and get you to turn in order to maximize your overall performance. All right, guys. We're trying to make this whole thing, all these videos for you to help you in performing better at your combine. We do have a speed program that's specifically set up for that as well. Only $97. Gives you great overall training. We have mental mindset training. We have speed training. We have agility training. We have strength training. We have really anything that you would need to improve in the actual your performance when it comes to the combine. It's only $97, so I definitely recommend you guys doing it and being a part of it, because I think it'll really, really make a big difference in helping you achieve when the combine comes up. All right. As always, guys, let me know if you have any questions. You can click the link below to check out more about the program, and we'll see you soon. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and if you did, you can subscribe down below, and that way you can get updates on any of the new videos that we get. Also, if you want to, you can check out some of our other breakdowns for speed and throwing. We have exercises, also jumping mechanics videos, a lot of great stuff within our channel. Hope you enjoy.